Hi guys, welcome to a new series, North Node in Leo. I'm wearing my golden blouse today because Leo is gold, Leo is the sun, Leo is shiny. So Leo is, here to be noticed. So before we dive into North Node in Leo, let's talk about your South Node in Aquarius. And here's how I understand South Node in Aquarius. There's two manifestations to it. That's how I see it. One, overall, I would say Aquarian South Node, you guys are my humanitarians. You guys have had lifetimes where you were very deeply involved with the society you were in, with humanity. You're always looking how to make life good for everybody. I mean, everybody. You're very inclusive. You're very, very friendly. You're always, you never, I don't want to say judged anybody, but you were very inclusive and you always had ideas, big ideas. The beauty of Aquarius is that you have these eccentric ideas about how to maybe invent with something. You guys are my inventors. You guys are the ones that came up with things that made our lives easier. So you're very intertwined with the idea of humanity, with the idea of Earth, with the idea of, groups. Wherever you were, wherever there was a lot of people, you were always like, okay, what can we do so that everybody benefits? The key was that everybody, not somebody, not one, but all of us, everybody. That's the idea with Aquarius. So you guys are, like I said, you have a deep caring for humans. You have a deep love for them. But the downfall of that is that because you have so many lifetimes that you invested in humans and you basically lost yourself in order to contribute to humans, wherever you were, you always kind of put yourself on the back burner and said, okay, forget about me, forget about my desires. Let me see, how can we all benefit? What can I do to make the group better? Because the group is counting on me, So part of you could be that because you were so intertwined, part of you now maybe hates humans. You really do. You're probably getting very triggered by what's going on now. Like you're very triggered about Mother Earth, about the oceans, about the politics, about everything where there's division and there's abuse and then there's all that craziness. You get really triggered by that to the point where it makes you hate humans. The very people that you love, at the same time you hate them because you don't understand why can't they see what needs to be done so we can all be happy on this earth, so we don't destroy ourselves or whatever. So that's how you see it. When I said there's two manifestations with Aquarius South Node, one is that because you were so enmeshed with humanity and groups and all that, the negative part about that could be a dystopian society. I love dystopian societies. They're scary, but they're beautiful the way they're structured, because the structure in there and this group thing of like what's good for the group, individualism is frowned upon. If you don't know what a dystopian society is, there's many movies about it. One of them, the series Handmaid's Tale, that's an example of a dystopian society. Fahrenheit 451. There's many other ones, but basically it's a society where the group thing and the benefit of it outweigh individualism, to where nobody shines, nobody is out there. And if you are out there, you more than likely get punished because you are threatening the existence of the group. They make you think that if we don't do this, this, and this, and this, we're going to collapse. We're going to destroy ourselves. So anytime somebody tries to get out of bounds, they either get killed, get punished, or destroyed, whatever. And then they make an example out of them to the rest of the society to reinforce it. So you with Aquarius South Nodes, it's in you, that dystopian society idea that, hey, there's rules. There's some rules that humans need to follow. And you probably are very set in how things need to be, how humans need to be. You're very set in what's right, what's wrong, what's moral, what's immoral. Aquarius, in a dystopian society, there wasn't a lot of feeling. There isn't a lot of emotions. It's all kind of subdued, suppressed, and shut down, because emotional outbursts will lead to the destruction of our society. And if we want to exist here, we need to maintain that, even idea. So you get the point. So you, with dystopian societies, you carry that in you as an Aquarius South Node of like the group is always outweighing individual. The Soviet Union is a great example, where individuality is not encouraged. It's seen as a threat. The United States is more individualistic. So that's one manifestation, one negative idea of Aquarius South Node. So to this day, you could be very critical. You could be very critical about how things need to be, what needs to be done, because you're always thinking about the group. In your mind, there's that belief, limiting belief that, the group, how can, humans, wherever you are, you always kind of see everything as a group, as a structure, as a society, and you're like, this would be a threat to it. You're too loud. You are asking for too much attention. You need to tone it down. We all need to be even keel. Another manifestation of Aquarius South Node could be that you did not get lost in groups. You were actually kicked out of groups because you did not buy into the idea of it. So you kind of isolated yourself. Back in the day, I would say my astrologers, whoever was, because Aquarius is intuitive in a sense. They get those brilliant ideas of that, information highway. They're so tuned to it. So maybe the ideas that you had were very threatening, once again, to the group. So you, instead of suppressing that within you and staying with the group, you said, fuck you guys, I'm out. And you kind of became that loner. So inside of you, there is that feeling of a loner, of like, I don't fit in here. And part of you guys, because, back in the day, they used to burn all the esoteric people, they used to burn the witches, they used to burn the forest people, whoever was putting information out there that was not, with the status quo, they were destroyed. Once again, they were, because the status quo had to be maintained. So you have those memories of being looked down on, of being kicked out of the tribe for being you, for being, unique, for believing what you believe. But you were brave enough to say, I believe this and I'm going to follow this. But it led you to a life of loneliness. It led you to a life of disconnection. It led you to a life of saying, you petty fucking humans, you don't understand, you don't see it. You're sitting there, all you're thinking about is food and sex and consumption, but you don't understand the bigger picture. So you kind of isolated yourself. You kind of put that barrier between you and other humans, and you spend a lot of time alone. So you have that in you, that strength of like separating yourself from all the craziness. But at the same time, there's a loneliness in you. There's a loneliness that's like, gosh, I kind of would love to be, over there and interacting with those people. I would love to be more simple. I would love to just kind of take part in games and fun and stuff. But you were kicked away from the group, burned at the stakes, and you almost inside of you, there's a fear of like expressing yourself in a sense, of going against the grain again. Well, now with North Node in Leo, you guys are here to kind of forget about the group in all its manifestations, to forget about freaking humans, to forget about Mother Earth. Don't worry about Mother Earth. Don't worry about the whales. Everything is going according to plan. You are here to focus on yourself. You're here to be totally individualistic. And with North Node in Leo, you're here to shine. You're here to be beautiful and bright and just expressive and playful and loud. You can be the loudest one in the room. You cannot be shy. You cannot be behind the curtains looking at the stage and saying, man, I wish I could do that. I wish I could dance my heart out. Because inside of you, there is a huge desire to express. There's a huge desire to show the world how beautiful you are. Not to teach the world of what they need to do to make this a better place. Forget about that. Because the more you do that, the more you're going to hate humans and the angrier you're going to get. So if you want to really change this world, you freaking light up your world with your North Node in Leo. You shine bright. And then people will see you and you will impact them that way. Not the other way of trying to teach them what's wrong and what's right and how we should do this and stuff. No, you're going to get more frustrated and you're going to hate them. So get away from that. Focus on you. Be selfish. And then you'll see how things change. Okay? Now let's go deeper in each house and see what we're working with. North Node in Leo in the 4th house. All right. Let's go to the beginning. South Node Aquarius in the 10th. So 10th house is a house of achievement. And when you put Aquarius there, you guys were somebody big. Somebody who revolutionized humanity, revolutionized something that benefited others. That's the good part about Aquarius in the 10th. So I'm thinking about somebody like Elon Musk. I'm thinking about somebody like Jeff Bezos, somebody who revolutionized an idea that involved technology, because Aquarius is technology. So somebody who, through their developments, through their eccentric approach, and made it easy for us in our day-to-day living. That's the good part about Aquarius in the 10th. You guys are used to big achievements. You guys are used to revolutionizing ideas that changed the world. You know, you were out there, people knew you. Somebody like Steve Jobs, you know, once again, you know, the guys behind Mac, even Bill Gates, you know, people that made their mark on technology in a big way, and that trickled down to all of us. I don't know these guys' charts. I didn't look at them, but it would be that kind of idea, some kind of mogul, somebody who was not afraid to take a chance on some idea and then blew it out of proportion and just revolutionized it. Somebody rebellious, somebody like, I'm thinking about Mark Cuban, somebody like that, like a CEO who's a rebel, who just, you know, gets in trouble a lot for being the way he is. Now, Cuban is a Leo, so that kind of idea where, I don't know Cuban's chart, but that kind of idea, somebody who was a leader and somebody who revolutionized, you know, through technology, our lives. And so, but because of that, you know, a lot of times, you know, it was lonely at the top. Anytime you have a South Node in the 10th house, that means that you completely devoted yourself to the idea of achievement, to the idea of the world at large, to benefit everybody. You know, all you know, you guys, is that I have to achieve, and it has to be the next big thing. And you're thinking about the next big thing, and you're like, okay, maybe the Bitcoin, maybe something like that, you know. But you're always kind of, you have that pressure that your mind is telling you, you know, we can't sit on our ass. We have to come up with something, and it has to be big. So you devoted a lot of your time to that, to your career. You devoted a lot of your time to, you know, groupthink, you know, that this is how it needs to be, and this is how, you know, you sacrificed a lot in a sense, and you were detached because you were so full force in your career, in your passion, that you kind of forgot about your roots, you forgot about your comfort, you forgot about your home, you forgot about your family. You probably didn't have much of it. You were a loner, but you didn't care. You know, you just, all of your attention, all of your energy was going to this idea that like occupied you like madness, you know, because Aquarius can be the madman as well. It's that crazy scientist with crazy hair. You know, Aquarius is like, nothing is distracting to him. No emotions, no nothing. You know, he's very focused. He doesn't mind not eating, not sleeping. So you have that obsessive idea about something big. You know, you want to be seen again. You want people to acknowledge you. You want them to think of you as like, wow, you know, like a revolutionary. You love that. And you always, there's a force inside of you that's like, we gotta do it like nobody else did it before. And you feel like if you don't, then you're wasting your life away. Well, the news is that because you've done it so much in other lifetimes, you're kind of bored of that in a sense. So even though your mind may be driving you and saying, we have to, because if we don't do this, we're nothing. You know, we need to be seen. People need to write about us. We need to shake the system up. We need to do, and it can be on different levels. I didn't mention technology because Aquarius is tied to technology, but it can be anything that is revolutionary, something that is unusual, eccentric, something that has never been done before. You know, like when Henry Ford invented the first car, you know, something like that. And usually it has huge effects on the rest of humanity. So now you, even though your voice may be telling you, we need to accomplish, we need to invent something, you know, I can't just sit here, I'm wasting my time. You're actually here to kind of get away from that spotlight, get away from that desire to be seen as an innovator, oh, you know who would be a great example? Iron Man, what's his name? Tony Stark, that kind of idea, you know, somebody who was for the humans, but he was all over the place, and he was awesome, he was larger than life, but he was like, you know, he had a mess for his personal life, you know, he never really was in one spot, he was always, so you may feel like you need to do that, but you actually need to kind of go the opposite way. You kind of need to find your home, and you kind of need to spend time there. You need to find your heart. You need to let go of the idea of achievement, the idea of revolutionary, and you need to kind of spend some time at home, like truly with your family. You need to get close to your family, because before you never had time for your family. So you forgot about your closest people to you. You're always thinking big picture. You're always thinking about humanity and how we can make it better and how we can change it. But you never really think about, wait a minute, you know, I haven't seen my mom and dad in a while, you know, so you probably have, you're here to kind of become that father figure in your family, create a family, you know, establish a family, and be that, you know, Leo in the fourth is that warm father figure that everybody wants to come and sit on his lap, and he's so warm, and he's so generous, and he has time for everybody. And he never takes his work calls at home. He never gets distracted from family. He's always there for the holidays. He never sacrifices his family and comfort of his family for anything else. And that's you. That's what you're kind of yearning to be, even though your mind is telling you one thing. Now, I would say with Aquarius, one more time, Aquarius in the 10th, because, you know, it's the south node, we have to go to the extreme of it. So you were maybe somebody who was a very erratic leader, because 10th house is a leader. So somebody who was, you know, had this idea of this is how it needs to be, but yet he was some kind of dictator in a sense. You know, you took it to an extreme where you were so obsessed with this idea of achievement or something, some crazy idea, invention, that you completely disregarded the idea of closeness, of the idea of a human being, not humanity as a whole, but each human separate. So now with Leo in the fourth, you're here to get to know your family. You're here to, like I said, become that awesome father figure. You know, you're here to play with your family, get a family. You know, maybe some of you, you will never be happy if you turn your face to achievement again, and exploration and inventions. You won't, because you're always going to be, either you will never find that big invention, and that will drive you crazy, and you will die in such despair, because you would say, shit, I did not leave a mark on this world. I did not. And you will never find it. And if you do, it's never going to be enough. You're always going to push yourself for more. So you're going to see that you're not happy. Your true happiness is going to come from being at home, from connecting to your heart, to making your home a nice, cozy, warm place, you know, having guests over. You know, Leo is very generous. Leo loves to have guests over. Leo loves to have children over. Anything to do with children, once again, is highly encouraged. So somebody who opens their home to people, opens their heart to people, and warms them with that. There's a warmth in you, you know, just there's an aloofness and detachment. On the opposite side, there's a huge, big heart full of warmth that is ready to do that for people. So you could create a home and invite people over and entertain them, and be that amazing host that is involved in everybody and listens to everybody and pays attention to everybody. And Leo loves people around them to be happy. He loves people around them to smile, to laugh, to play. So you will be challenged to find that part in you, that warm part in you that is concerned about others, but not from an idea of some kind of invention, but the idea of just warmth. Just me talking to you over a nice meal is amazing. And so what, even though the world out there is not changing, it doesn't matter, because you're here to focus on your own world. Fourth house is your home. Fourth house is your country. You know, maybe you were away from your country. Maybe you need to go back to your country and establish roots there, you know. So you're here to forget about the world at large and focus on your home, what gives you that comfort zone, and just relax and play and have fun, entertain, spend money, be generous with people, and just forget about the achievement. Okay? That will be your true happiness.